Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is A Cold Fire Within. It was written by Christopher Smith Adair, and it's available from Chaosium and Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is Keith Craig, and this is episode 13. Our recap will be given by Morgan Llewellyn as his character, the poet Nathaniel E. Cooper. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Morgan?
Ah, that bitter lapse of Poe, awake, back into common life. The scales of sleep dashed into a spy, blue in once familiar skies. Gleams of amethyst weighing in Poet's hand rouses the mind from depths of torpor. To go down mountain path and find friends who have in waking parted from the embrace of dreams. Greeted, it would seem, by screaming shouts, "There is another man about!" Some ambulation. Hushed conversation over coffee and cream, revelations of a skeptic mind, she who does not believe in dreams. Alas, how quick love is to strike young hearts before withering, departing without final whispering thought. Milton and Miss Calisham torn apart. And before we reach heroic scenes, it appears that ancient jealousy has crept into screaming Winslow, green o'er the charms of poetic arts. Yet without time to further joust and vying for the doctor's admiration, off went heroes to be armed like heroic stories of old, prepared to battle wilderness, Esmeralda Ash and the fascist band. The sleepwalker, it would seem, had a fondness for metal steeds, so the heroes forced to rush to make up such a lead. Oh, poetic hearts shall weep to hear of the vistas that in haste had been left behind, what waste is caused by lack of time. And down precipitous cliffs they went, cautiously, and yet the poet met his peripetia, a fall like the tragic Greek players, but Poet's demise this time averted, not by goddess and prayers, but by stalwart Damiel. Fear held fast to poetic mind, at another maw of earth to find, and there it was proved no brave hero dares stand between cub and mother bear. Despite these dangers, they came at last to where the sleepwalker was to wait their most dire, most mysterious fate. Invisible things skulking in places unseen, perhaps from places between what is known, struck at heroes and the sleepwalker standing alone. One was felled through Poet's pistol and ball, another was scarred by insanity's grip over Damiel, but that wretched fiend, made of all malice and revenge, stole off poor Boris through some fold in time and space. So too the sleepwalker was winked away by third visitor from Pandemonium's gates. The heroes, standing aghast, were soon to see none other than a man walking in Wyatt's armor.
Very nice, very nice. All right, fair listeners, we rejoin our heroes in the wilderness of the Catskill Mountains, as the poet just alluded to. Off in the distance, near the Bluestone Tower, you see 4 mountain men, 2 of them carrying shotguns, 2 of them carrying 22s, kind of looking around, and one of them is wearing Wyatt's armor. What would you like to do?
So times like this, I wish I could shoot a sword, but alas.
Are any of these individuals recognizable as forgotten men?
They're not. You've never seen these men before.
We know not if they are friend or foe, as the poet would say.
I think given the fact that one's wearing something that certainly doesn't belong to him, that probably tips the balance more for foe.
They're in the proximity of what just happened, so... So who is gone? Wyatt's gone?
Our big Russian dude.
Big Russian dude's gone.
And I'm in the crystal.
You're in the crystal, so we still have you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can talk to Wyatt as long as I have this in my hand. And I drop him.
Obey.
From what direction are these 4 men coming?
They're not coming. They're just kind of. You get the feeling that they don't know you're there. They probably heard the shots and everything, and they're kind of looking around, but You don't get the feeling that they know exactly where you're at. All of you can give me a spot hidden with Milton having a bonus.
Oh, okay. To grab another dice.
Oh, a 3. I see all.
Oh, nice.
A 49 I see, but nowhere close to Lethbridge.
I got an 8.
An 8.
I
Oh.
also can see very well.
Right.
I'm really
Regulars.
angry too.
Yeah. They seem to be moving very lethargically, almost like, they're not, almost like sleepwalking, or, not fully, their minds aren't fully firing.
But they got guns.
They do have guns.
Are they maybe going to look around and then go back wherever they came from? Maybe we should follow them.
Okay.
Just don't let them see us.
You guys can. You guys don't make any noise, because you're pretty far away from where this is. So if you're not moving around, they're not going to see you. But once they start moving, trying to follow them would require stealth.
Yes, it would be interesting to see if they interact with the Bluestone Tower in some way. That might give us a hint as to what precisely it is. The tower, is it a cairn or like a tall well? Does it have can we see that it's got a recess in it?
Does not. It's just a stacked pile of bluestone slabs up to 7 feet high.
So that's not the entrance to some underworld lair.
It might be on the top of one.
Well, you see, they kind of look around a bit, and after about 15 minutes, they nod at each other, and then they start headed back the way that they had come.
Let's. Well, I'm gonna at least sneak and see if I can follow them.
Are they walking away from the ridge that we're on?
They are.
What time of day is it?
It is just probably about 45 minutes from dusk.
Okay. Is the sun behind me or ahead of me?
The sun would be. They are walking into the sun. They're walking west.
Oh, okay. And I'm dressed in black, so yeah, I'm going to hunker down into the chaparral and just work my way.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that is the way we'll learn what's afoot with these individuals.
Okay.
I'm as stealthy as a guy with a big bass drum in a marching band, just to let you know.
Very stealthy.
Yeah.
All right.
And it seems we share the same level of stealth, friend.
Hmm.
I'm not one who's known for subtlety.
All right.
Perhaps you'll be in the rear then.
Perhaps they can go over there and make a distraction while we sneak up.
Yes, perhaps you should start a production of your brass band up here in the hills.
Get some Zuza playing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the ones that are following, go ahead and give me a stealth roll. Wyatt automatically succeeds.
I automatically put my foot on a rock and send it rolling down the path.
It's
I got
two
a
of us.
99.
That is 3 of us, even though I'm farther behind.
If I had been following, I would have also failed, but I'm out of this.
All right. Yeah. They needlessly stop, and they look up, and then they turn around, and they start walking back in your direction. And they are mountain people, so they're, once they've heard a noise, are going to be a little bit better of like, okay, they're this way, and that wasn't an animal, because animals.
I'll hunker down.
Do they still seem a little dreamy?
Yes, they do.
And they're not wearing white armbands.
No, they're not. They're dressed in what looks like people that are probably subsistence farmers' clothes.
What are they out here in a group for? Maybe they've been hypnotized by the brothers as sort of guard hillbillies.
Yeah.
But we should be able to hide and stay quiet at this distance.
All right.
At least long enough to see the white of their eyes.
I'm going to give them a track roll. Okay. And all of you give me I guess stealth's still the best one for hiding, unless you can come up with a better. I'll let you if you want a better skill.
Oh my God. 96.
75 out of 20.
A
I guess
66 out of 20.
I guess I'm dressed in black. I thought I'd blend in, but in fact, I stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, they see the three upside down V's that are very stand out on a human shape very, very well, and they come to a stop, and you hear, and then they are speaking very slowly, and they're like going, "You there, come out."
Why don't you guys stay hunkered down and I'll go? Don't let them know
That's
how
a
many
thought.
people.
You have the yes, and you can always perform an unlicensed ophthalmological exam on one of them. Things go very badly.
Try, yeah. So I'll start working my way down towards them.
And when they go, "Why are you here?"
I'm just out hiking. I heard gunshots.
You lost?
Kinda.
Come with us.
Where are we going?
Village.
Village. There's a village out here?
Yes. Groth's village.
All right. I guess we'll go to Groth's village. So that you all can hear me.
Yeah.
Is that name familiar?
No.
Is that around this region? No.
Oh, definitely not.
What are you guys doing out here? Hunting?
We live here.
You live here? I didn't know anybody lived out here. I thought it was just trails.
That's what Groth wants.
Is he your grandfather or?
Oh, he's the chief.
Oh, okay.
And they start walking with you. You don't feel like they're threatening you.
Right.
With you coming, they I don't want to say relaxed because they seem pretty like relaxed already, but not, they don't got their fingers near the trigger or anything. It's almost like hey, they probably go out into the woods with guns.
What kind of guns do they have? Are they shotguns?
They have two of them have a 20 gauge shotgun, and two of them have 22s. Bold action.
If you have a shotgun, where would you keep extra things? In your pocket?
Yeah, they're wearing like overalls or coveralls.
Okay. I'm wondering if I could remove their extra bullets and leave a trail of them, behind. I might attempt it with and see how easy it is to do with one of them, but I'm using, so I'm engaging them in a conversation, and I'm looking at them and seeing if I can pop them out and drop them.
Okay. Give me a combined telekinesis and whatever interpersonal skill you're using, like a charm or.
Okay, let's see. Not charm, not intimidate. Yes, persuade and telekinesis.
Okay.
We got a 64.
I don't think your telekinesis is that high.
No, it's not. So I realized that it's tugging on the thing, so I'm not going to do it because they'll notice.
Yeah. They can kind of like brush, but he doesn't. As you go along, you notice that they have they were listening to what you were saying, but they are distinctly not responding.
Not quite there.
Right. Maybe you get a monosyllabic response. Yes. No.
So can we follow the sound of Damiel's voice then as he's...
Yes, you could.
I'm also trying to be as talky as I can so that they don't hear anything.
I will for the ones following. Go ahead and give me a dex roll. If you fail, that's you stumbling on something.
89.
Oh, geez, is that a snake?
They stop when they hear Nathaniel. Like he's not a woodsman.
I go on walks, but not this deep.
I'm gonna try to put my hand on the guy's shoulder and say, "So, what kind of game do you find out here? Rabbits?"
Go bear.
Really?
And give me a. I think that's going to be like a fast talk, trying to kind of distract him.
Fast talk. I never put anything in fast talk.
Ace 5.
Oh, that's one of my favorite ones.
Well, if I was a huckster, I've got 5 in fast talk, and I got 20. I'll spend the 15 points.
All right. Okay. So you see him start to turn, but when you start talking about game, it kind of grabs his attention. What attention he's got? He's like, bear, black bear.
Really? Good. And do you eat them?
Oh yes, that's very good.
I wonder too if the more I'm interacting with them, the more they're becoming interactive.
They're still talking pretty slow, and but you can tell that they're not like mentally handicapped.
They're obviously under the influence of something.
Right. Yeah. So they walk you along for a few miles. Right when the dusk is starting to come down, you can start seeing some torchlights ahead of you. Looks like probably in a circle, and you can see there's some buildings and everything. And as you approach, another man steps out. He's got a shotgun also. He sees him approaching, and he just kind of waves. When he kind of looks at you, and he's like, lost? He's like,
yeah, not anymore. I guess I'm found.
Don't see many people out here.
I would actually prefer to be going back where I came from, but it looks like it's getting dark.
Dangerous to move in the dark. So they bring you in, and you see moving about you see there's about 15 families, coupled up. And in the middle, you see a throne made out of the same blue stones that the tower were made out of. And sitting on the tower is this gentleman here. I'll show you a picture. Sitting there, he's got, he's got his suspenders on, and looking at him immediately, you can tell that he is not, he is not under the influence of anything, and he gets kind of an upset look on his face when you come in. And the guys walking you, they go, well, "That's Groth."
So are they walking me over towards him?
Yep, they are. What are the other three doing?
Watching from afar. Yeah.
Yes, we have to maintain some distance since we're not very good, even in full daylight, at being stealthy. And I assume that this sort of encampment will have eyes out, probably armed and fairly trigger happy. I think I might attempt a card divination to see whether Damiel is in imminent danger of being hypnotized or prepared for supper.
Okay.
Or both.
Or both.
Makes it easier to cook.
So that's
You are convinced you are the dish of the day. Please stay still.
46 is a regular success. Draw with the 3 of cups.
What you
Is Damiel in danger in that encampment?
You get the feeling that it is Damio's decisions will determine if he's in danger or not.
My friend Wyatt, can you see out of the stone?
I don't know. I can or no?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, if you hold me up.
All right. Is there like a window into this place?
It's really more of a like huts.
Or if there's a door that's shut, is there like a gap underneath it?
Well, if you want to sneak that close to the village, there probably are. They're probably not well sealed cabins.
Yeah, I would like to steal up so I can put the amethyst through so Wyatt can watch.
To clarify, is there a wall around the village?
There is not.
All right, so
No.
you could just walk up into the village.
Yeah. You can just walk up in the village. There's just some torches, and the guy on the throne is sitting outside.
Outside in the middle
Yeah.
of the
So
tent.
I wasn't clear on that. Yeah. So,
Oh, okay. So we can watch her, but just
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
How many of
Okay.
these dwellings are there?
there's 16 dwellings.
And we see only men, no women or children?
Oh, there's women and children.
All right, so it's a little primitive, isolated community, very peculiar. They're also very armed.
Probably
Buildings
religious.
look like new construction, or do they like have mold and stuff growing on them, or do they look like they were in the last couple of weeks built?
Not in the last couple weeks, but they do look like they're cared for, So like these are people that live off the land, so they know that, hey, you can't let the elements destroy your home. So
It's a private little village that they're
I just didn't know if, like,
isolationists.
the Forgotten Men came in and built a town up as a base in the last 3
Mhm.
weeks.
I think this is something else.
So Damiel, they bring you up to Groth. He kind of leans forward and he's like going, what are you doing here?
Well, I was out walking and these gentlemen found me and brought me here. I was hoping they would just show me which direction to go.
Just out walking, you weren't called here?
Well, I don't know. It does seem rather like I've ended up in a place that I didn't ever expect to be. Is that being called?
Have you talked to her?
I'm afraid I don't know what your beliefs are.
If you haven't talked to her, are you a follower of him?
Well, there are a lot of things out there. Who is him?
You would
What's
know
his
him.
name?
You would know him if you've met him.
Does he have a name? Perhaps I know him by a different name than you.
I drew a blank on what his name was.
Bill.
Bob.
Ferdinand.
Is that Ferdinand? Is that somebody we know?
Yeah, Argus.
Ferdinand Argus? Argus?
Oh, yeah. Was Tom saying that, or was that Damiel?
Yeah, I do say that. Damiel says that. Ferdinand Argus?
Yes.
Why? I actually ran into him once back in was Providence? Is that this game? No. New York. Back in New York.
Why did you not? Why are you late then?
I'm still kind of clueless as to why I'm here. But some reason I'm out here, and I've the idea that you've mentioned Argus all this way out here. I didn't expect anything like that.
Yes. Are you friends with him, or are you a foe?
I'm neither. I'm an acquaintance. But I have no reason to be a foe.
Oh. That is too bad. We will decide what to do with you in the morning then.
All right. Can't you just point me in the right direction?
No. I don't allow acquaintances of Argus to leave.
How many do you get?
You are the first, but one was left here. We'll store you with him.
All right. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Maybe I can tell you more if you don't know things. But sure, go ahead.
He goes, take him away. And the ones that were kind of walking with you, they kind of nudge in the back with the barrel.
There's no need to push. I'll go where you want.
They take you to one of the cabins. They open it up and they kind of push you inside. And give me a dex check.
17. That is almost an extreme.
All right. You are able to, as you kind of stumble in, you're able to kind of dance around a body lying on the ground, still breathing. You recognize it as Wyatt's.
Wyatt. What's Wyatt's body doing here? Is he but he's not wearing the armor, huh?
No, he's not wearing the armor. Nope.
Is he alive?
He is alive. Yeah, he is. His breathing is, he's kind of it looks like he's been being fed, but a lot of it's kind of spilled out onto his shirt, and his other bodily functions have maybe spilled out onto his pants.
Can I do a first aid on him?
You can.
16. So
he is not physically hurt. It's just when you kind of wave your hand in front of his face and everything, there's nothing there.
All right. So I'm going to at least try to make him feel a little more comfortable. Is he lying on the ground?
Yep.
Is there anything in here like a bed or a cot, or is it just the ground?
It's just the ground. There are blankets.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap him up and make sure because I want to make sure his body is safe.
Okay. Yep. So,
we see them move him under arms into a cabin.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to I am going to think really hard. Come on, Milton. Can you hear my thoughts? You've got magical powers. Come on. No.
I was thinking at that point in time, whereabouts is that hut in relation to the structure of the village? Is it right on the outskirts, or is it right in the middle? Whereabouts is this place?
It is not in the middle, because that's where the throne, and most of the huts are kind of about maybe a fourth of the way in from where they've kind of got the nature kind of pushed back.
And so they're kind of on the outskirts of where the buildings are.
Right. Yeah.
I suggest to the others, why don't we go round and approach that up from the back and try and make a back passage?
I was actually thinking the same thing. If the back doesn't look structurally very sound, I might use the thing to bend the nails out of the wall and just open a hole. But
again, my concern is that these armed, drowsy men, they remind me of drones from a beehive, and I can imagine that they seem very embattled, as though they are prepared for or anticipating some kind of intrusion, in which case we might be better off introducing ourselves rather than skulking around in the night, particularly given that we have 6 concrete feet between us.
Oh, I don't mind going.
We can certainly move in the shadows.
Yeah.
Right, there's that. We can keep at a distance and move in the direction of that hut and advance and see what may be seen. They might have only 2 watchers, or they might all start eating in an hour. Who knows?
It is dinner time.
Yeah, they do have some fire. You do see some of the women start getting a fire going, and they've got some meat that they pull out of one of the cabins. It looks like it's probably been cured, but looks like they'll be cooking some food.
I say we go up there.
I'll just walk in.
No, just to the back of this cabin and feign ignorance if we're seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just claim I was going looking for the toilet, and can you tell me the time and see what snaps inside their little peon brains?
Do you know, given your experience with this, if they're already under some form of mind control, will that make your job easier or harder?
I was just going to try and snap whatever control they had.
Ah, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Generally, such people get a little bit pissed off if they realise that they've been under someone's thumb, and then you can just wind them up like a little mechanical man and send them on their way to cause a distraction elsewhere. Especially if they know where the person is that did it to them.
That's right. One woken somnambulist might make quite a fuss, and we could smuggle our Greek friend out. Perhaps the poet and I will lurk in the shadows behind you with drawn up weapons in case things go awry.
Sounds like a plan.
Can you fire at all, lad?
Me? No, I'm not much of a shot. I'm more of a... when I've gotten into scraps in the past, I've always used my fists to get out of them.
Yes. Well, at least I'll have an eye and a barrel in your direction.
All right, yeah, you cover us. I'll go with with Mr. Milton here.
Ah, all right, very well.
Have a lovely stroll in the village, I think.
Give a friendly whistle if I should come and join you.
All right.
Wish me luck, Wyatt.
Good luck.
Can Wyatt sense the proximity of his physical form?
No. Because the amethyst, I picture, I know this is an old reference, almost like how Genie's bottle was, how it was much bigger inside than.
Except he hasn't even got the phenomenal cosmic power that goes with it.
No, he doesn't have. All right, so Nathaniel and Milton, are you? Are you guys are just going to stroll in, or are you going to try and stealth in? All right.
I've got no stuff. I've got bugger.
Yeah, that's why I figured. I was like, this is an interesting course of action.
We're going to leave the wood. We're just going to stroll up to the back of this village, and if anybody sees us, I suppose they see us. But...
yeah. Okay. All right. They will. Yeah. Okay. As you stroll up, one of the guys goes. He hears someone go, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Oh, just a pair of travelers.
Mm-hmm.
More more people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
How close is he getting?
he's kind of, he's stepping up, where it is dark and he's been in torchlight, so he's going to have to get somewhat close to see you, but he does have a gun, so he's going to stay. He's not going to get like in punching range or anything.
No, but as long as he can see this, that's the main thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, he comes up and he's like going, what are you doing here?
Oh, personally, I was looking for the toilet. You haven't got the time by chance, have you?
All right, give me your roll there.
Right. Come on. Why is it always now that I roll shit? I think we need to pass this. I'm going to burn.
Just so you know, you're going to need a critical.
Oh, God, no.
What you're rolling against. Yeah.
No hope in hell then.
Okay. Yeah. So you sense that, like, being a hypnosis, that, they're definitely under hypnosis, but whoever it has almost magical, beyond your powers.
Okay, that's kind of worrying already.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't have time. It's like come, Groth. You need to speak with Groth.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to gulp in Nathaniel's direction.
As you walk in, I mean, it's smelling good. The dinner is smelling quite tasty, and they have it going. As you walk in, there is a commotion as people kind of stand up, and the guy on the throne, Groth, he hops up and he's like, "What is this? More people?"
Hi, the name's Nathaniel E. Cooper. I'm a poet by trade.
Where did you come from?
The woods, of course. They're all around. There's nothing like a good walk out in the woods for a bit of inspiration.
And I mean,
the sunset is just so lovely this time of year. You have such a lovely encampment here. Like, just the that romantic part of my heart. Just this, rugged group of people just supporting themselves out here. The sense of community. This wonderful fire in the cold night. This is just wonderful.
This is our home, not a camp.
Well, then, what a lovely home it is.
And who? How about your quiet friend?
Oh, I just got really lost on the way to the toilet. Next thing I know, I'm halfway out in the middle of nowhere.
Were you called here?
You don't look like the kind of folks who have a phone.
No, did she call you?
If by she you mean the muse who draws me to want to paint the wilderness with words, then sure, but I don't think that's who you're referring to.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Is she a good person or a bad person?
She is a one of the very old persons.
One of the very old?
Yes, the very old. The ones that have lived in this this land since before man did.
Oh, that is quite old indeed.
Yes. She sometimes calls people here, but I don't think she called you, or else you would have known.
Keith,
yes.
Is there any female Lomarian tale that comes to mind? No.
Nope.
Right.
No.
But then again, is she someone that you like or someone that you dislike?
She is neither. She calls people to this area. She calls them to the tower, and then they disappear.
Tower?
We have there's a off in the distance, and he points kind of to the east. There's a tower that she calls people to.
Interesting. I mean, I suppose we came or at least I came looking for someone, but I'm not sure if it's the person that you're referring to or not.
Did he send you?
No, no one sent me here.
Yeah, I think
I'm a man who follows my own path in life. If there was a he who sent me, it was myself with my 2 legs and my 2 feet.
Yeah, no one told us to come here. I think we all did make our own decision on that. Isn't Esmeralda Ash, by the way, that's in your tower, is it?
I do not know her name. She doesn't say.
How are we supposed to know whether it's the right her or not?
How many women would call you to a tower in the middle of the woods?
Trust me, you'd be
Probably not many.
surprised.
You're interesting. I'm bothered that you're here at the same time someone else showed up. Do you know?
Are you not accustomed to visitors?
No, we until the help me out. What's the date? What is the date we're at?
Well, I've been in the Dreamlands for the last 10 years, so I have no idea what the date is.
We'll say we don't get many visitors. 2 weeks ago, we had a large group of visitors come by. But you're not with them, are you?
No.
They have the white armbands by chance.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not very nice folks.
He smiles when you say that. He's like going, "Are you friends of them?" Or
we got thrown out of one of their meeting halls after we went along and voiced our displeasure at the kind of verbal diarrhea they were spewing over a certain part of New York.
All right, both of you can give me a persuade or charm with a bonus die.
I will try to charm the hell out of this guy.
I'll go for the persuade option.
All right.
Oh, I don't even need the bonus die.
So, with my pulp talent for charm, let's see, a 17 is just shy of an extreme success.
All right. He smiles at you both. He's like going, maybe you did just get lost. He's like, or maybe you are following those men, but you are not their friends. You will drink with me.
Excellent.
He's like,
I'm gonna down some alcohol. So.
He's like going, we have a bear cooking on the fire. Do you enjoy that?
Oh, I've never had the pleasure of trying bear before.
It is quite good. He's like, feel free to have a seat, and you see there's like rocks to sit on. But he's quite sociable with you. Marsden, what are you doing?
It is evident to me that they are being seated and there's some gentle sort of backslapping occurring.
Well, I wouldn't say backslapping because that would imply that the other people were capable of, boisterousness. They smile. You got when Groth smiles and all, but they do bring food, and you see them go to one cabin, and they come out with some glasses that you assume would be moonshine.
You are people after my own heart.
Out of interest, as you mentioned that this group had passed by about a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
I will relay the descriptions of the dentist, whose name escapes me. The one we initially were kind of asked to go and find.
Right. Brendan Sterling.
That's him. Yes, Sterling. You didn't happen to see him with them, did you?
Oh, yes.
Right, so he has gone by. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're how au fait or how knowledgeable you are about the distant past, but there is some very weird goings on with this group.
Yes, I would believe that. The leader, a Ferdinand, was very strong of mind.
Well, his mind is, his body's someone else's.
Don't quite understand what you mean by that, but he was strong of mind.
Can I do a psychology roll on him to see whether there's anything that he's either holding back about, trying to gauge how much he actually knows, or whether he's just not
Sure.
saying?
Uh-huh.
I'll spend the 4 points of luck to pass.
Okay. You get the feeling that he doesn't like Ferdinand, and possibly he was humiliated by him.
These people who came here, they did not seem to be such gracious guests to your hospitality.
No, they were not. They came here and were looking for a cave.
Oh, people always are in such rushes these days, looking to get places, never to enjoy the great feeling of camaraderie.
They left someone with us. Yep.
Can I hear?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hooper, it sounds like he doesn't like these guys. We might have an ally, an enemy of our enemy is our friend.
They left somebody here?
Yes. They left a person here. They told us to take care of him, but we took pity on him. He was soft in the head.
Oh, that is very kind of you, and it is quite rude of them to to impose such a permanent burden on you.
Mm-hmm. I think he thought that he had forced us to be able to just dispose of him.
Well, these people are quite, or these, well, things, I don't think you really call them people, are quite, say, uncaring when it comes to the vessels that they take over. They just ride whoever they want to, as long as they meet certain criteria. And rather than go through the whole thing, I'm going to lay it on him with what about the origins of Lomar, what they're doing, why they're here, and so on and so forth, and see how he reacts to that.
It's not quite like if you had told someone that didn't believe in the supernatural at all, but you definitely see that it's like he's like, well, I do believe in beings greater than us, but he's not quite, either he's not grasping it, or he's like, it's more than he can handle.
Fair enough. So a normal person.
Yeah. He's
I feel a need to repay your generosity. I too have a home secluded out in the woods, and it can get lonesome sometimes. I could take this burdensome person off your hands and take them back to where I live.
Goes, that would be most kind. Feeding him, when the winter comes around, if we were still to feed him, that could make it tough, not pulling his weight.
Yes, it is. It was very unkind of those who came before to ask or to let you deal with their problems for it on an indefinite basis. That is.
He looks over and he's like, Johnson, bring out the one left behind. And one of the guys gets up. He goes. You hear him approaching Damio?
Oh yeah. Well, I've been listening to the whole thing.
Yeah. But now you hear footsteps actually coming toward the door. And
does the door have bars in it, or is it just a door? Or are there windows?
Just a door.
Okay.
There's not a window cut into the door,
okay.
But the wood is not.
Right. So I'm just going to be standing up. I'm going to turn around and sort of lean up against the wall.
Mm-hmm. So they open up the door.
Hey, are you guys going to give me some food or something?
Yes. Yes.
Am I just going to get stuck in here all night? Can I come out and look around?
I would have to ask Groth if you can come out, but we will feed you once we feed our guests.
Hey, this guy here looks like he's pretty out of it.
Yes, he is, but I've come for him.
Do you need help?
No, I can carry.
All right.
He picks him up and gets him in like a fireman's carry. And he's definitely a person that's used to doing physical labor, so he's able to lift him up like it was nothing. He's like going. He goes, I'll ask Groth if you can come out.
Okay. How does the door close? Is it just like a regular door?
Yep, and it swings out.
Actually, I didn't even try to see if it was locked.
Yeah. You didn't hear a lock when he opened it.
All right. Well, I'll let him close it then.
Yeah.
I'll be like, smells good.
All right. Oh, it is. He comes out, and Marsden, you see that guy coming out of the cabin. You see he's carrying Wyatt on his shoulders, and Milton and Nathaniel, you of course recognize Wyatt. His hair is maybe much more frazzled than it was in the Dreamlands, of course.
Oh, such a poor wayfarer. He seems in a dreadful state. Here, let me take a look. Amethyst in hand.
Okay.
I'm going to try to place Wyatt.
That's up to you, Wyatt, if you want to enter your body.
Sure, why not?
All right, so you
go ahead saying, "Get inside, damn it!"
All right, yeah, you come in and you're
you have to physically put the stone inside.
Yeah, you're on the guy's shoulders, and you kind of, as soon as you start like making noise, you kind of get shocked. And give me a luck roll there, Wyatt.
88 out of 60.
He's kind of stunned and he drops you.
Oof. Wow. Thank you, but that hurt.
He speaks. He hasn't spoken for 2 weeks.
Milton?
Welcome back to the land of the waking.
Cooper.
Groth is like looking around like, what?
My friend! I can't believe it's you! You who I've known for so long in the land of dreams. I'll embrace Wyatt.
I give him a hug. Sorry. Ooh, I'm a little right. Sorry about that.
I
look to the guy on the chair like, thank you for not killing me, sir.
Yes, well, Ferdinand wanted you dead, therefore I didn't feel the need to play into his game once he was gone.
I'm sorry, who is Ferdinand?
Argus, the Lomarian that's behind all this.
Oh.
Now, how long was I out of my body in game time?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? I instinctively reach up and try to part my beard that I don't have yet.
Yeah, you got to
grow that out.
It gets difficult to adjust back to the waking world after such a long stint in the Dreamlands.
Do I see the gentleman who's wearing my armor?
You do.
I look at him, I go, I do believe that's mine. And then I look to the leader and I say, if there's anything I could do for you, I am indebted. I do need that back. And is there a whip?
He kind of looks at you and he's like, do you have anything to trade for it?
I don't have anything on me. They probably took my bags.
I have this fine amethyst
Okay.
that is now empty of consciousness.
But it is an amethyst.
It is an amethyst.
How about the promise to make some more for them later?
It's going to look at it and give me a.
And I'll add on top of that, I'll look around. I'm an engineer. And I have a talent for engineering. And I could just look around and be like, if you shore this up and put this here and move that there, guarantee, like whatever, the better the camp. And that's just off the top of my head. Give me a couple hours and I'll write down a whole plan on how to fix this whole camp up.
We can't read.
I'll draw pictures.
Around this time, I think I'll announce my presence.
Yeah. As you come out, of course, everyone, Groth, he almost gets an exasperated expression on his face. He's like going, strangers are falling out of the sky, it appears.
I'm starting with my full spectrum flashlight, which is probably magnitudes brighter than their entire encampment. And I just sort of, come toward an opening in the clearing and say, it seems like you found my assistant. I've been looking all over for him.
Professor! And I run up and give him a big hug.
Wyatt, my good man, you smell like an outhouse.
Absolutely. Sorry about that.
It's understandable. It's nice to see your various attributes conjoined.
And my
someone does bring you some food, Damio.
Well, no, I was typing. I was going to say, if the door is unlocked,
it is.
I'm just going to walk out and walk over to where they are.
Okay.
And because I've been listening.
Oh, look, it's Damio.
Damio!
And I look up at Mr. Groth and I say, I apologize. We are together all chasing some very dangerous men, and we didn't know who you were. So we were being cautious. But we are quite opposed to those Argus and his people.
Well, it is unfortunate that you did not come out right at the beginning and we had to inconvenience you.
You had guns, so.
Like on, we will all feast together and toast to a successful union. Anyone that hates Argus, as you call him, is a friend of ours.
And to celebrate, such a feast, I think an exchange would solidify our friendship. And I think that this fine amethyst to shimmer and gleam as you wear it tonight in exchange for my good friend Wyatt's possessions back.
And his drawings.
The amethyst and the drawings.
I do have notebooks and implements to write upon. I don't imagine they're coming here.
Yeah, Pop, maybe I could use your help. We're going to give them some sketches how to shore up the town for winter.
Because he looks over, he's like, Kyle, return the metal to him.
And does he have the whip too?
He does. He's never figured out how to use it. He just wore it because he's like, oh, a bear can't claw through this.
Well, the armor, but my whip is there too.
Yeah, he had it, but he didn't understand what that was.
I take a step back, like an 8-foot take, and I flick it on and I crack it and I send lightning.
Mm.
I know what I'm doing. If there is like a little stream where I could go wash up before I put my clothes back on, I'd appreciate it.
There is.
All right, so I go and take care of that.
All right, give me a Constitution check. It is like ice cold.
All right. I have that's right. Yeah. Insane Constitution.
That's right.
67 out of 65, but I get a bonus dice, which would be a 47.
Okay,
So
good. Yeah, yeah. It is like the quickest bath you've ever had. So, Groth brings you around. He's the only one that really has anything even resembling what we would call a chair on his throne, but everyone else has kind of like stones, and a lot of people they sit on logs that stick into the fire, and as the log burns down, they can just scoot it up so they stay the same distance from the fire, and they begin passing around the moonshine. It's almost like the Ewok celebration is what you started having there. You know, they started singing songs and that you don't know but are enjoyable. They get out their banjos and all the other stereotypical mountain instruments.
I get to work. I take one shot of it, but then I get to work. I can borrow some sketchbooks of Marsden. I start walking around, and
I imagine in particular their sanitary facilities could use a great deal of upgrading.
I think so. And possibly a solar-powered shower.
That should be simple enough. And we can do some light claim bow insulation around the huts, which will help them a great deal during the cold season.
I overlooked that one. Good.
Where are you going to get all these materials?
Well, light claim bow is just mud and straw. That's the whole point of it.
Mm-hmm.
And presumably his villagers are good at doing jobs like digging trenches without thinking or bothering about their calluses. At some point after the conviviality has gone on and Groth I've gotten more of what everybody else knows. Going to ask how he came to sort of be this pivot between her and him.
She is the old ones have always been there, but she showed up a few years ago. She started calling people here. They were dressed sometimes in like you, sometimes in what I believe is called gowns. They would come one at a time.
Do you know what she looks like?
Oh yeah, she's got hair that kind of sticks up in the hair.
Describe Esmeralda and see if it's the right description.
It is.
Right. The bride. Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
But he showed up 2 weeks ago. I'd never seen him before. And when I tried to run him off, he overpowered me. No one has ever done that before.
It's the fact that he's not human, and those gray eyes are a sign. If you'd like, we plan to, as it were, sort of storm his castle. If you'd like to take part in our attempt on his undoing, you seem like a very capable group of.
I can show you where we took him. He wanted a cave. We took him to the cave of the old ones.
Cave.
Yes.
We might need to go and have a look at this tower as well, because remember our not friends, but we know folks from the Institute have gone to be with Esmeralda as well.
Right.
The tower's been there since I was a child. I don't know what it is. If you can figure it out, then please let me know, but I do not know what it is. It's always been.
You said this man overpowered you. How do you mean? Did he fight you physically or?
No. It was a pain in my skull that I've never felt before.
He used magic on you. Evil
Yes.
magic.
Evil. The demons.
Now, can you enlighten me on these old ones that you speak of?
The old ones. They look like the first ones that lived here before the white man came. But they're much older than that. They've always lived in the area, and they come out of the cave. They look like blue flames most of the time.
Any snake symbology on this tower, is there?
Not on the tower, no.
So I remember the robes that we saw on the Native American Ghost had a Yig connection.
Mm-hmm.
That was Boris, so I can't talk about that.
Yeah. He's like, but my father and my grandfather told us about the old ones. They used to come up more often, and then they were a rare sight to see until she appeared.
You say come up because I got the impression that this Esmeralda is somewhere below ground.
Oh,
Yes, well, the cave goes very deep.
The cave goes deep, or the tower goes deep?
The world inside the world.
yeah, didn't we? Those books. Wasn't there a Milton? Didn't you get a book? Oh, 30 years. I mean, months ago.
There was some crackpot book about the Hollow Earth theory that we liberated from. I think it was from
Leopold
Fontanelli. That's him. His house.
But I thought that the entrances were at the North and South Pole, not maybe
there's an air vent or something.
Or a back door.
And mind you, the poles have changed over time.
Exactly. I was just going to say that, Marston.
Do we know that?
North and South Pole are not permanent.
Oh, how fascinating.
Okay. All right. Another round of moonshine comes around.
Woo!
Yeah,
I will
pass.
that.
All right.
All
right. Who drinks this one?
I do.
Give me a Constitution roll to see if you're starting to feel the alcohol.
Yeah, that's to be like 80 proof.
30. That's a regular success.
If I'm not something going wrong.
180 proof.
23 is a hard success.
All right. You're you got it to where you got the little, you're not maybe a slight buzz, but not to where you're not functional or anything, but you're like, oof. Yeah. You're like, if I breathed out onto a lighter, I'm like
No, I don't say his name, but I describe Zelleroth to him, and if they've seen anybody like that.
He doesn't see, he shakes his head. He's like, no, it does not ring a bell. He's like, you group of men seem to be quite well traveled, though.
Just a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We've taken a ride in some very interesting things. Yeah, coming out through a dull sphincter. We've been to various places. We've been to various times. We've been to various planes. It all gets a little bit caca after a while. Yeah.
Interesting. But the evening's going to pass on. I mean, after a bit, you see some people break off. It's almost like they're rotating out their guard shifts, and a lot of them start going to bed because they do have their farming and all they need to do in the morning. And about midnight or so, Groth starts yawning, and he's like, well, we have solidified our friendship, but even the strongest must rest at times. He goes, I thank you, and in the the morning, we will. You can let me know what we can do for you. All right. So he gets up. He kind of shakes each of your hands. And then
Well, generous hospitality is appreciated. It's nice to find an ally by surprise.
And the black bear was very tasty. Yeah, they know how to cook it. A little salty because they cured it, but still delicious. Better than head cheese. So
Not difficult.
all right. So did you guys bring sleeping bags?
I think I did actually.
That's why we got gear, didn't we?
You did.
Yeah.
We were planning on doing some spelunking, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
At least a bedroll.
I have a bedroll written down on my sheet.
All right, so you have a bedroll.
The question of the day is, did anybody pick up Boris's bag when he dropped it? And
Boris and his bag leaked away into another planet of existence, I think.
That's true. Yeah. All right, Milton, did you bring a bedroll?
I'm just having a look. I brought a waterproof sheet, so I'm going to wrap that up or fold that up and put it down on the ground.
Okay.
I'll sleep on. I did bring one, but I'm going to give it to Wyatt
Okay.
since he doesn't have anything.
Thank you.
I'll just sleep on the ground. I'll sleep sitting up with my back on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how about you, Marston?
I rarely sleep more than 2.5 hours at a time anyway. And do not require much in the way of comfort. Something
All right.
Something to brace the neck and keep off the chill.
Yeah, I was thinking more of keeping the chill off. It gets very cold here in the mountains at night. So, all right. So the night does pass. If you had a bedroll or some way to keep yourself warm, because the fire will die down, and even in the cabins, it can get quite cold, because they haven't implemented your nice techniques to insulate them yet. You do pass the night, and in the morning you are awakened to the sound of people moving about, as it seems that the village is starting to come to life.
Is there any hit point recovery?
Yes, there is. It's 2 points for a good night's sleep. And if you spend any magic points, you would get those back.
Woohoo!
That is correct, right, Matt? 2 points for rest and pulp.
It's either 2 or 3.
Let me look it up here.
I know it's definitely increased.
Yeah, I knew that. Creating. 2 points per day, unless you have the quick healer pulp talent. So,
At which point then it becomes 3. Yeah.
all right. So the morning arrives. You see that most of the people are going back. They're in the planting season, so they're most are off into the woods planting the food that they eat. Now, it's not like they're going to have a great bountiful harvest growing vegetables in the forest. It's they're probably mostly survive on meat and what the forest naturally provides. But Groth comes striding up to you, and he's like going, how did you rest, my friends?
It was absolutely wonderful.
Did anyone use their blankets? I can't remember. No? Okay. So you don't have to roll to see if you got fleas. All right.
Well, Wyatt's been wrapped in those blankets for...
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Wyatt's got like fleas and stuff already.
And now Danielle's bedroll also has fleas.
The very cold stream will have taken care of probably some of the fleas, but they're nastier vermin that
Yeah.
he might have to address in time.
I'll just shock myself once and I'll jump off.
Chief Groth, how long ago did you establish this community?
Oh, my grandfather was the chief, and then my father, and then me. And from what I understand, my great-great-grandfather was here.
See, and that's how you come to know so much about things in the olden world. It's a long tradition.
Yes, it's passed down through stories.
I would love to hear one of those sometime.
Yes, he could turn them into an ode, I'm sure. Have you seen what happens to the ones that she calls to the tower?
No, one of my men saw. He described some beast, and they disappeared.
So you have no idea where she takes them?
No. She came and warned us to not come around if people were around the tower until after they disappeared.
What sort of beast?
Oh, and he describes the shambler things that you saw with the...
Yeah.
And Argus and his followers, you took them to the cave 2 weeks ago?
Yes, I did.
How far is the cave from here?
Oh, it is about a half a mile. But walking will take about an hour. If we could go straight, it'd be much quicker.
Now, if more of his followers do come, one, do not tell them anything about us, and two, placate them. Don't try and stop them. They are extremely dangerous. I don't want anything to happen to your community. But do not tell them that we're at least me. I will stop this man. I'll do my best. He is evil. He is pure evil.
Yes, we had plans. Your friend Damio was going to take a dip with rocks in his pants when we thought he was his friend.
Yeah, we're definitely going to undo anything they do.
It's gonna be tough making sure that we don't harm the people that they're possessing. So when you use the analogy of them being demons last night, you're pretty accurate there. So there's innocent people caught up in all this.
Well, ultimately, they're trying to undo this whole planet.
Yes, Damio?
I retracted. I was supposed to say.
Okay, all right.
Does she speak to you with any frequency, or was it a very rare occasion?
Very rare. She came around once to warn us to stay away when she called someone.
Let's see. It's a pity. I think she would actually want to assist us in our endeavors if she understood what we were about. But sometimes these things are difficult to communicate. I have here a tin of lime drops. You probably haven't had a candy in a year or two. I'll pass them around with the villagers if you don't mind. Tasty and refreshing.
Oh, they won't mind. Of course, they take it and they smile at you, still in that somewhat lethargic. The only time you really felt life coming into it was when they were kind of singing, and besides that, they've kind of all been kind of walking around. And Milton, after being here long enough, you do recognize that they're under a very strong hypnosis.
And Chief Groth, did his command relax when he was drinking? Is that why they were more human?
You could probably make that assumption.
It's a pity I don't have a better psychology. I'm wondering about asking him about when he learned what he could do, but I don't know that I want to draw attention to the fact that we can tell that he's doing it.
That's what I bit my tongue on just a moment ago.
So Demiel and I are having a muttered conversation.
Yeah.
Email as well.
Maybe not say anything. We don't need more enemies.
Yeah, don't push his ego. He already got. Remember how he got pissed off at Argus for being able to knock him down. So.
Yeah. So
And he needs to lead us to the cave.
Chieftain Groth, I'd like to, after breakfast, go over these plans we've drawn up for a bit. Wyatt can explain them, I think, better than I.
Yes.
And then the question remains whether or not you have manpower to assist us in our attempt to beard Argus in his den.
Oh.
More than stretched thin here.
Yes, we are. And who knows how long you'll be gone.
You said you've never gone into the caves, or you have partially?
Just partially.
And how deep would you, an hour, a day?
Oh, there's no, not a day. After going in for about half an hour, there was a entrance that was obviously carved out, and grandfather said that we were not permitted to go that way.
I think Marsden's onto something about potentially getting Esmeralda on side with us. Because if our friends here get on relatively well with her, there might be hope that she would also stand against Argus.
It's an existential threat to this entire reality if the Lemurian succeeds. She and her buggy friends might understand that if we could communicate. It's a pity that the Grothites don't have some bell that they use to call her for communiques. We could go to the Bluestone Tower, and we, of course, want our Russian back and perhaps as many of the inmates, study subjects as we can acquire.
Now, I don't remember. The guy, the last patient that left, he got zapped out with Boris.
Right.
Yep.
So these people don't even know about him. I think my assessment would be to at least look at the tower and stuff. There's no rush to get to the cave, because once we get to the cave, if the cave leads to the center of the earth, we're not going to come back and look at the tower.
Mm-hmm.
The tower's here. So
I'm up for that. I like the idea.
we could be here for a couple of days.
All right. Yep. Groth will even accompany you if you're going to the tower. He says he won't go to the cave. He'll send some people to escort you to it.
And we have, I have some tea as well as lime drops, a bit of cocaine, some other things that we can certainly repay the generosity of our hosts with if we stay for a day or two in preparation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to hard work, so I can lend a hand, building, chopping, farming.
Well, I wonder, Wyatt, if you can use the whip to help us with earth moving to improve the latrine system. I don't think you've really tried it on a inert mass like that. It might be interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Smash some boulders up. Could be very handy. All right, so
his sweat.
So
we'll invite Chief Groth and anyone he'd like to come and see if we can speak to she of the tower.
Yeah. So they bring you out there. It's a much more pleasant walk when you're not trying to sneak around and worrying about people with guns. They do have guns, but you get the impression that they always have guns.
They have bears, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They got bears, and if they see a bear, that's food. So And they bring you out to the tower. As described, it is a stacked pile of blue stone slabs of varying sizes and heights, roughly square, about 5 feet to the side, and it rises to 7 foot tall.
There's something bigger.
He's like going, grandfather says this has been here since our stories have begun.
I take it I can't identify the stone. I think we tried this already.
You did.
Yeah.
The ones, if you have any Cthulhu mythos, you can make a Cthulhu mythos roll.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be a long shot.
I rolled a 20. I have a 17. I'll spend the 3 points.
All right. So as you, Wyatt, as you're looking at it, you recognize that these stones are canyon in building. So definitely placed by a very old civilization that was lived in the center inside the earth.
Is there any text on them? Writing on them?
If there is, it's maybe you can see like a remnant of something, but being out in the weather for millennia has pretty much worn it away.
Whew. These are ancient.
But this is just a big stack of rocks. You're calling it.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yep.
It's not a building.
Now, can I make out? Was this a representation of something? Like, did parts of it fall off? Was it a statue? Was it?
It doesn't look like anything fell off. Best you can get, with just a regular, it's probably, something that they considered a marker of some kind, almost like we would put up street signs.
Yes, it's like a menhir or a megalith or one of the Menorcan taula. It doesn't have to be a worked object. Just the fact that it's roughly rectilinear indicates that it's far from a natural formation and therefore significant. The question is how it operates on those interdimensional things.
Go up
Might
to
not
it.
be the tower at all. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So go up to it, give it a knock, like knocking on a door.
Okay.
Hello, here to see Miss Ash.
Yep. Your finger, depending on how hard you knock, how bad your finger hurts from banging on stone.
So not much then.
Yeah.
Isn't one of the Stonehenge stones called the Blue Stone?
No.
I'm sure.
Chief Groth, is there any regularity to when she comes or when she brings individuals here? A lunar cycle or solar?
Nope, not that he knows. He could tell.
And so she might not be present. Could you sense her if she were present, Chief?
Oh yes. Yes, if her creatures were around, I could sense that they were around.
Those creatures are ours?
What was that?
Those creatures are part of her? Like, they work with her?
Yes. She warned us that she would send them.
I've got an idea. I think I'm going to try and use my clairvoyance to see if I can find where she is again, because the last time I did that, she saw me looking at her.
Okay. All right.
All right. So I'm going to need some other dice, aren't I? I need a D6. Right. So this takes 6 rounds. And it's going to cost 2 magic points. That's not bad. And then my Clairvoyance roll. 20 is a hard success.
Okay. So you're with your clairvoyance. It takes a bit. You do see her in a tower, and she is sitting with her. Kind of looks very upset. Is the Jeffrey, the boy that you were following?
Mm-hmm.
And she's got some other people sitting around her on some seats, and they seem to be talking to him. Now, with clairvoyance, can you hear them, or can you just see them?
Ooh, let's have a look. The clairvoyant may sense ghosts. It says enables perception beyond the normal human senses, allowing the psychic to gain information about an object, person, or location, or physical event.
So you can't quite hear what they're saying, but it almost seems like they're trying to calm him down or comforting.
Mm-hmm. I've got a good degree of psychology, so I can probably read that from body language and the like.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that eventually she might realize, if I give her the hard Paddington stare long enough, that she might realize that I'm watching.
Okay. Let me give her a roll. She does look over. Yeah, with that roll. She kind of looks over at you. She sees where you're sitting. You see some anger come across her face.
I'm going to try and mouth, because I'm not sure whether my voice is going to carry. We need to talk.
She kind of nods. And give me a psychology roll.
Okay. Apparently, I'm not that great at reading her.
All right, yeah. So she nods. Yes, you can. If
read entirely on her.
Yeah. If you fail, you'll definitely get a misread on her and come up with what that would be. Psychology. Okay. Yep. Yeah. If you fail, she'll be able to read you.
Okay.
What you're trying to do. Okay.
I've got a skill of 80, so hopefully the odds are on my side.
Well, they are.
70. So yes, it's a regular.
Okay. So when you kind of say that, she gets a smile on her face, and it's almost you get a malevolent sense that she's meeting you. She might meet you, but it would definitely be because she believes she can get use of you.
I'll again try and, in response, saying, yeah, all the bravado you like, we've got a common enemy. We need to talk about what to deal with them.
She nods, and she mouths tomorrow.
Okay. I'll probably at that point zone back in. Yeah, we're going to be around for a little bit. We might as well go and have a look at where this cave is, because she isn't going to want to bother us for at least 24 hours.
All right. If you anyone else want to do anything else, or you want to go to the cave?
I'm going to at least, with the flashlight and some lenses, I'm going to track around the tower and see if her minions leave any clear marks on our plane, so that I can get a better picture of these ethereal beasties.
Give me a track.
Oh, well, it was a long shot. I'll spend 16 luck to see what I can learn.
So as you're looking around, you can definitely see where they physically tread on the ground, and you as you kind of follow it, you get to the spot where it's like they just appeared. So they're definitely not living in the woods. They seem to get sent here.
And is there a transitional, like, are there a couple of late steps before they fully appear? They just boom.
Yep.
And the first step isn't heavier as if they fell out of something. They're just going through a portal, walking. Right. Do they all come from the same? Do they always come from the same portal? Or all the tracks I can find, or
yeah, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So they're entering from a space that I can mark with some stones on the ground. So at least we'll know tomorrow if she sends goons. We have an idea of where to anticipate they enter from. That's something.
Okay.
Thanks.
Definitely something.
Science!
Right. All right. So, if you guys were wanting to go to the cave, as Milton suggested, Groth will bid you adieu. He's going to go back to the village. But he tells some of his villagers to accompany you. But you do see, he reminds him. He goes to go through the entrance is forbidden.
Through the carved door.
Yes.
Right, where the bad fellows went with Ferdinand.
Yes.
Is it forbidden if we are to punish those?
Oh, he wasn't telling you it was forbidden. He was telling the villagers it's forbidden.
Very good. And I'm going to give him a nice sachet of a Japanese toasted rice green tea, so that he can, think kindly of us as we're away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we go to the cave, we got to make sure we don't tip our hand to these guys, because we still need to get back here. Maybe come up with some crazy compromise with this thing, and then come back here. So, is this wise?
Is there anything else?
I mean, we could stay in camp, rest up another day, see this bride that you described, and then go to the cave. Because if they have even one lookout somewhere on the top of the mountain, we're playing our cards.
But the longer we wait, the more we're in ignorance of what they wanted with the cave in the first place.
Also, if they have a lookout, they're going to see us today or tomorrow, the same.
Right, but then we still need to come back here and then go back again. So they'll have a full 24 hours to prepare if we're spotted.
Given the fact that they had watchers for us in Socrates, I think that Wyatt might make a good point.
You mean that you don't want us to go to the cave and then to the village and then back to the cave?
Right, exactly.
Because if we're going to make our date with Esmeralda, we're not making the assault now. And if that's the case, I mean, the Grothites could show us at a distance where the cave is, so we don't need anyone to accompany us. But we might not want to go there in a way that is visible. It's true.
Yeah.
Or even just point it out on a map where it is.
Well,
they
maps.
They could be watching the village. They already know we're here. So I guess we'll find out. We just got to be ready in case we get attacked.
Something, and this is away from any of the villagers, something's up with the leader, and I think he might be able to detect if there's others around. Well, he didn't know we were coming, but cancel that. I don't know. I'd feel safer if we met with Esmeralda, then stormed the cave.
All right.
So you guys going back to the village?
Another night of moonshine.
All right. It might not have as heavy of a celebration because only so many times you can celebrate.
Resources.
Yeah, exactly.
We could probably, Wyatt and I can also work on the still.
Mm-hmm.
And on identifying other sugar-bearing plants that can be used to macerate into a mash for future moonshine. We are not unuseful people. I'm also, however, going to take a few hours, if we're spending the day, and have a stroll out of the village. And I've been feeling increasingly frustrated with my inability to cause significant damage when we're in conflict. And I might need to be resourceful and figure out what in this wilderness I can use to make something that can pop some Nazi noggins when we get down into the middle of the earth.
Right. Okay.
So, Marston, you read my mind too. I was thinking about trying to find myself a nice long shaft to also bring with me.
All right. So you guys make it back to the village. Clean your mind up there, Milton. As you what would you Marsden, you're going out looking for like some kind of weapon. Nathaniel, what how would you like to spend the day? Maybe composing poetry.
Oh, I mean, a day out in nature.
Yeah, I was like
My thoughts and a nice little creek in my notebook, and I'm definitely writing poetry.
All right.
This is what I've wanted since I woke up.
Would that be one of the items on the back of your character sheet? Like your poetry book or something?
Let's see. I always carry a notebook with me.
Okay. Well, I'm getting at
you never know when inspiration will strike.
Would you like to interact with it in an attempt to recover some sanity points?
Sure.
All right. So, is it a treasure? Is it your key item, or just say one of the items on the back of your sheet?
It is just one of the items, I believe.
All right. Give me a sanity roll.
A 28 is a pass.
So as you're just sitting there writing in it, you do like the calming nature. You know, it is very refreshing. You recover 1d6 sanity.
I got 2 points back.
All right. All right. Okay. So Milton, what are you doing for the day?
Just idling around, really, keeping an eye out just to make sure that there isn't anyone watching the place, and sampling the local moonshine for any of that want to give up some more.
Okay. And Wyatt, what are you doing?
I was going to see if I could get like a 5 or 6 foot staff of like maybe oak or.
You're in the woods. You can find
something solid that's not going to crack the first time because I'm almost
right.
all hand to hand combat.
So anything but a pine, because a pine's a softwood. But there's, right. I've never been in that part of the country, but I assume there's those kind of other trees in that part of the country also. So
and then Catskills have ironwood in them, which is astonishing. It decays rapidly, but if it's not decaying, it's very, very dense, hard to cut. Great stuff.
Oh, and then just doing maintenance on my armor and my whip because it's been a couple.
Would you like to spend time with your armor as an attempt to maybe rest your mind?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a sanity, and that's your key connection, right?
Yes. Yeah, because I've had the armor.
I was going to say, I was trying to remember your character sheet. Yep. So give me a sanity roll.
16 out of 55.
Nice. So the day spent, oiling, getting it all working back to where it is. It does heal. Since that's your key connection, you get 1d6 back, and you may remove indefinite insanity.
Nice.
Okay. Damio?
3 points.
All right.
Two things. One is my character has gone through a lot of spiritual turmoil in the last, couple of weeks. I think that he feels that the thing that will make him feel the best with these people here is helping them. So if they're cooking, he'll show them new recipes. If they're working on building or repairing something, he's going to assist them with his back or or digging in the garden. Whatever he sees that needs to be done.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, do you have any arts and crafts cooking?
Your cousin
no,
did.
But
No.
yeah, I mean, all Greeks know how to cook.
I remember you cooking in another episode, I thought, too.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, to say that I'm hammering and I'm.
Yeah, you're hammering. I mean, you can still be cooking, but you can make an arts and crafts roll because I think everyone's got like 5% in arts and crafts, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not you actually teach them anything, if they're like going, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So I don't do anything creative then, but
yeah.
I just whatever you need, cleaning, cooking, or whatever. Manual labor.
Okay.
It actually feels good to work hard.
Yeah. Would you like that to be trying to rest your mind? Is that one of your things?
Yeah.
Okay. Not a key connection, correct? So you could just get a basic sanity roll.
Glasses. Fail.
All right. So as you're working along and pounding and things in, the pounding, you just keep thinking of when you're pounding along, the vibrations in the earth, causes some worms to come up, and it is quite shocking to you to see the worms, as it reminds you of that horrible worm creature that swallowed you. And you have to set the hammer down and give me a power roll to avoid start crying in front of them.
19.
Yeah, you're able to kind of keep it together, but in your mind, you're just like going, I'm just going to hammer with my eyes closed because seeing those worms are awful.
Well, in that case, something's bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get over the fact that these people are not mentally, they're being controlled somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to see if I can figure out how. Like, do they have a chip? Or,
okay.
Are they under some sort of spell? Can I wake them up?
All right. Give me either a regular hypnosis or a hard psychology.
$83. That's not going to pass on anything.
Yeah. As you look at him, they kind of look back at you, and then they go back to work, and you're not able to figure out what's controlling them.
Man's controlling them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else that you Milton Marsden would like to do? You find your whatever you were kind of looking for out in the woods.
Yeah, I think the effort that I'm going to make is I've been carrying around this magnetic rifle all this time, and I've never fired it. Even though it's got better damage than the handguns I have, because it needs magnetic bits to stuff inside it to fire. So I'm going to be using my full spectrum flashlight to find iron-rich materials of various sizes.
Okay.
And take something like a bit of bear intestine that they're curing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to make a more automatic magneto rifle that has already a number of shots of ore heavy stone, so that I can not just stand around and go pop, pop whenever a baddie comes up,
Okay.
but do a little slaying.
Okay.
I assume that my resourcefulness will come in handy.
Yeah, your resourcefulness, you'll have the materials that you need if you spend the 10 luck on that. I was trying to think to create that. What kind of science do you have?
Well, I magnetism and etherism are my
All
fields.
right. Yeah, give me one of those rolls.
Righty. 26 is a regular. I would like to spend 6 to make it a hard. I want this thing to work.
Probably good policy.
So that brings me to 55.
All right. Yeah, you work on it, and you get some weird gadget that you're getting there, so you perform, so you can replicate. Okay. All right. So yeah, you get it working. What were you wanting it to do?
The magnet rifle as it was, I could grab anything that was magnetic and sort of pop it and shoot it like a gun. And it's nice because it's quiet, because it's not using an explosive, it's using magnets.
Right.
Now I'm trying to fix onto it a cylinder or a tube of material so that it could fire more rapidly. Okay. And that it's already charged, or I could put in 20 charges. Say.
Okay. With a hard, you're successful at doing that, but if your misfire for it, what is your firearm skill?
For that, it's 40.
40. So your misfire is going to be 90 to 100, and if you so because you got a hard instead of an extreme, the misfire is going to be expanded.
That's very fair. Thank you.
But yeah, it can be used as an automatic weapon or just as in a volley. So
that should make a great difference.
Pick how many cylinders are in the drum.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at the book and see what makes sense. It's not going to be ridiculous, but I want to have,
Go for it's pulp. Go for
it is pulp.
Go for ridiculous.
A bit ridiculous.
Yeah. It's got to be just a bit. Yeah, that bear intestine that spins it.
Full of chunks of different shaped irony rock.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's going to leave a very distinct footprint for authorities if I use it in New Jersey.
Yeah.
He's got 62 pieces of rusty gravel in his head.
So weird. All right. So the day passes on. Nathaniel, you feel quite refreshed after being out in the woods. Milton, can't remember exactly what you were doing. Sorry.
Looking around.
Yeah. It's beautiful. You're in one of the most beautiful parts of the United States, so it's quite relaxing. Wyatt, your armor's back up to how it was. Your whip's rocking. If you cut down iron oak, is I believe what Marsden described it. You do get the one of those. And Damio, the worms are disturbing. And with that, I know it's not a climax there, listeners, but I think we're coming up on the 2 hours, and I was not quite ready for you to call Esmeralda, so I need to prep for that, actually.
All right, so you want to call it there then?
Yeah.
Our players included Jason Melnichuk, Matthew Sanderson, David Gasway, Morgan Llewellyn, and myself, with Keith Craig as the Keeper of the Secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members, you can set up private games, you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.